There's a video trending, like videos, not even a video trending online, where the people of Akwa Ibom have actually gone extra in the case between Pat Akpabio and Godswill Akpabio, who is the Senate president. The people of Akwa Ibom have gone extra to put like, I don't know what they put, like all this, I don't know what they call it, but they've gone traditional, or should I say, fetish in my words, to put things in her house as per what she said about the Senate president. Although I have some reservations on what she said about the Senate president, because in one of my posts, stream I did, I said she overstretched what she said when she extended to the Senate president's wife. To me, I felt she had overstretched. But also, I have a disturbing, thing to say, because why would you go that mile to put things in people's houses just because they have a disagreement with another person who happens to be the Senate president? To me, it's a form of intimidation. It's a form of silencing dissent. And I think most especially is because she's an Akwa Ibom woman. And I say this not to support what she or the things or to stand for what she said, but I believe that the Senate president, in all he knows as a person, as a lawyer, he understands what have consequences, but these are not the kind of consequences we're talking about. So if the Senate president by any chance felt that he was defamed in any way, the Senate president knows exactly what to do. And I want to say that I'm really embarrassed on behalf of all the people of Akwa Ibom State. I'm really, really, utterly embarrassed that in this 21st century, people can just stoop so low as to do this. And it's really most embarrassing because one of the videos I saw, the person is saying, oh, she wants to go for Senate. Let her come and go for Senate. Let me see. You're trying to silence voices, and that is not part of democracy. To get this is not democracy. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing to the Senate president if he's permitting this kind of things to happen. We do not practice traditional medicine in Nigeria, right? That is not a practice. And let's assume that Pat was not from Akwa Ibom State. You will not go to a house to do that. I think that is a form of intimidation. And as much as we are practicing democracy, this should not be tolerated in all sense of the word. This should not be tolerated. The Senate president allowing this to happen under the guise of his name, it is bad in all words to express myself, because I'm seeing this happening on Facebook, right? I'm seeing all these things going on. I'm like, why? Why should you do this? Why should you silence people? On what authority are you guys working in? You guys are flexing because you have the Senate president's backing, and that is bullying. Let's assume that you did not have the Senate president's backing, or let's assume that Pat had something with some other person, a citizen of Nigeria who is not a Senate president, right? And has said all she has said about that person. Would you go to the Pat's house to do that? Because you know you have the backing of the Senate president, you have the backing of the police, you have the backing of everything. But is that okay? What you've done, is it okay? I stand for fairness, I stand for equity, I stand for justice. And I think this is a form of intimidation. And Your Excellency Godswill Akpabio, this is all shades of wrong. If these people are doing this thing in your name, it is bad. It is bad. You cannot behave in a society where people have liberty. Why do you have the judiciary? Why do you have the courts? If she defamed you and you feel you're being defamed by any means, you shouldn't let people do this. Why are they doing that? They're doing that because they have your backing, right? They have your backing. What do you call trespassing? That is trespassing. You go to a house to put whatever you want to put in a house. That is trespassing. So is that the kind of society, is that the kind of world we want to encourage? Is that the kind of life we want to encourage in Akwa Ibom State? Now people talk about the Senate president who by default, or what should I say, is the third person in the country. People are going to talk about it. Let's just take the fact that Pat Akpabio is not whatever related to you. Let's take it that she was some other person. Would you guys go to the states? If she was from maybe say Delta State or whatever, so would you go there to put something in her house? This is a form of intimidation, and I am so embarrassed on behalf of all the people that did that. We cannot keep entertaining such behavior in Akwa Ibom State. I don't know, we are so. Who's knocking at my door? What is it? And so please, that's my rant for the evening. This should not be entertaining in Akwa Ibom State. It is wrong. Completely wrong. Absolutely wrong.